All right, what's up, everybody? We're live with Investor Thrive. We got me and we got my business partner, Corey. What's up, Corey?
What's up, dude? Good to be
What's going
here.
on? Yeah, man. And usually we have Sean Hayes knows the ways, but we got you on here, and we're happy to have you here. So, Corey, this call, I mean, usually it's me and Sean, but you know what it's about. We show people how we use batch leads in our business to comp deals, get deals, find deals, SMS, and batch leads is awesome. I mean, we've used pretty much all the softwares, but we love batch because what else? I mean, comps. You can text, you can run comps. I mean, it does everything you need. And there's so many other platforms that, you know, what you have to use one software for one thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's nice. My favorite thing about it is it's nice to be able to send mail. Well, I guess first pull lists, skip trace them, send mail. I mean, you can cold call out of there. You can do all that stuff in one spot versus having to go like back and forth between a bunch of different systems.
yeah, so that's why we like batch leads. And by the way, guys, I mean, in the link, or if you watch this in the future, in the description, we have a link to a free 7-day trial with batch leads. If you click on it, you get to try it for free, absolutely free. They don't charge you for 7 days. And obviously, if you keep it, then you keep paying for it. But it is like probably one of the staples you need in wholesaling if you're going to market, if you're going to try to get off market deals. So I'll kind of give you guys a little overview of batch leads and how to use it on this call. But yeah, like I said, you get 7-day free trial. You might as well try it. They give you 5,000 free property records to market to. So I mean, why wouldn't you try it, right, Corey? Like,
Yeah, for real. It's a great tool. So definitely check it out.
So guys, usually what we do in these calls is I show people how we use batch to comp deals with sellers live. But guys, we actually have something that we need. I've been wanting to do, and I want to just talk frankly with everybody, openly and honestly with everybody that's in as a wholesaler right now. Right now, sellers want a lot, right? Sellers still want a lot of money. Because the market has shifted, but most sellers still want a lot of money. They haven't really adjusted their expectations, a lot of them, right? And they're
Yeah.
probably going to take some time. So a lot of sellers are here, and buyers who are more aware of interest rates, what could happen with the market, our cash buyers that we usually sell our deals to are here, right? So
Definitely. They're definitely slowing down. They're definitely getting more cautious.
right.
So
Just to be open and honest, everyone, there's a couple things you're going to have to do to bridge that gap, right? To bring the sellers down and the buyers. Well, I mean, the buyers aren't really going to come up unless they see the value, right? So what I believe is going to bridge that gap and get, sellers from being too high. There's a couple things, right? Wholesalers need to pivot. They need to change the actions and the actions they're taking, and to make sure that they don't get blown away, right? Like and make mistakes, spend money on things that isn't going to work. You have to pivot in your business right now. And basically what I'm going to show you guys today is a way to pivot using batch leads.
a tip that Nate Worthen gave me, he's one of our agents that um, has helped us sell a lot of our deals on the MLS. He said when you list it on the market, instead of using like term seller finance, just put something about like preferred lending available at like whatever interest rate you're offering. So that way you can attract a lot of people with that lower interest rate than what the market's offering.
That's a good point. And does he do that in the listing?
Yeah, so you put like the preferred lending. So instead of saying like seller finance, you put like just the preferred lending option and with the interest rate. Because seller finance can sometimes scare people away because they don't understand it.
They don't know what it is. And I would say when you're pitching it to sellers, even you saying seller financing, that might scare them away too. They might not know what that means. So, Corey, what do you think is the best way to pitch terms to a seller? Just say, hey, could we get creative? Or I don't even know.
I think there's like introduce like, hey, we have some creative options to help you get more money that involve us like taking over your payments. We can give you some money up front and take over your payments for a certain amount of time, and then we'll cash you out the remaining at a later date, and it allows us to pay a higher asking price.
Yeah, because a lot of FSBOs, a lot of people on market, they want their asking price, right? So if you come at them with a lowball offer, most of the time they're going to say no, right? Like, unless you're able to get on the phone with them and explain or meet in person or do a Zoom call. But yeah, if you're like, hey, I have a way that I can get you your asking price or pay close to it,
Do it right.
yeah, or pay close to it, I'd love to present these options to you and see if we can make it work. And Corey, you did a ton of lease options, and you've done a ton of lease options and subject twos before, right?
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much how I pitched it right there.
Freaking nailed it, bro. That was good, man. You explained it good. So before I show, the reason why we're bringing all this up, right, is because the switch in the market, you're going to need to know these strategies. And I wanted to show today on this call, like I'm going to, how to find the end buyers once you have a subject, a subject to deal or a creative financing deal like this.
Real quick, Nate, before
Go ahead.
you dive into that, Raymond asked how we get paid on seller finance deals. So one of the ways you get paid is the difference in the down payment, right? So when you buy it from a seller, you put some money down, right? So you put down 5K. And then when you sell it to a buyer on terms, they put down as much as you can get. So typically like 20 to 30 to 50K is something that, buyers have to put down. So then you would make the difference in that, right? And then monthly, you make as much as you can. So if your payment with the seller is 1,400, you try to get the payment with the buyer for like 2,000 or 1,800, right? Whatever you can get.
Yeah, so you can cash flow.
And so you make money each month, you cash flow each month. And then at the end, when they cash you out and when you cash out the seller, there's a difference there too of like whatever it's worth. So if you bought it on terms for 300K and you sell it on terms for 350K and they put 20K down, you make that down payment up front. And then also when it closes, you'll make another 30K, right? Because of the difference between the 320 and the 350, if that makes sense.
Okay, cool. Anything else before I show people in batch? Once you have a deal like this, how to find an end buyer?
I think a cool thing we could show people now before we even show them that is how to maybe get some deals from Batch using Batch.
Okay. Hey, what's up? What do we got?
All right, so to find that list, you go to list search, and then I would just do. I mean, you can do as big as you want. You can do county, you can do city, you can do states. Let's just do county. So we mainly work in Salt Lake County. So I'm going to search it, and then I'm going to throw up filters, and I'm going to do pre-foreclosure and auction, and I'm going to do all of these.
Okay, so that was under pre-foreclosure, notice for sale, notice of default, list pendants, all that. Okay.
Just don't do exclude foreclosures, right? Because that's not what we want. So then you select them, select all, and then you can add them to a list. And I'll just do NOD, just notice of default, Salt Lake County. And then I come and I like to tag stuff because that's how you can easily stack lists. So I have all these tags in here based on different things. My dispo guy keeps putting tags for cash buyer stuff, but it's supposed to just be like inheritance or liens or high equity, right? So I've noticed a default here. So then I'll save that, and then it'll take a second for it to load, but then I'll come to properties and I will filter. From there, I'll go down to the bottom and I'll apply the filter, and there's none yet. So it'll take a second, but once they come in, then we'll skip trace them. And then that list will be ready to text or call or mail
or door knock. If you want to like sniper a list, this is going to be a good list because this list has grown from like 40 people over like every month over the last couple years. There was people that were on forbearance. Now it's like going up, right? It's going up to like 80, 100.
So I filtered it out. I filtered for that specific list. I selected all of them up here. And then I'm going to actions and I'm going to skip trace. So I don't need to add them to a new list because they're already on a list. So then I just name the file NOD Salt Lake County, and then I'm going to put the date. And then we have money in our wallet, and so you get it's a pretty good rate, right? Skip tracing here.
Yeah.
12 cents per skip. There's cheaper ones out there, but this is so convenient, right? Like,
yeah. When we have one that does 8 cents per skip, if you guys never want to use it, but when
but
we're
then you gotta download it, upload it into that.
right,
Where like this takes 30 seconds.
right.
So now we're skip tracing it. You can see the files right here.
So So if you're an action taker and you watch this and you're just not trying to, get information, what would you do, Corey? What would you advise someone to do?
So I would, depending on if you have marketing budget, I would do two things. I would for sure skip trace it and send out SMS. And then also, if you have a little more money, you could mail out this list too, all from in batch.
Okay, sweet.
And if you have time, you can cold call, you can knock it. It just depends on how much action you want to take, right? The
Yeah.
best way to get the deals is going to be to go knock them.
Yeah, because right now with how
No one else is
texting
going
it,
to do that.
yeah, nobody wants to do that. But you do the hard work, you do what other people aren't willing to do. You're usually going to get a better result, right?
So these people, like my suggestion with these types of lists is you want to surround them, right? So if you can afford mail, texting, cold calling, all three of those, or maybe even RVMs, like do all of it because the list is small, right? It's not a lot of people. So you definitely want to surround them.
All right, so we got another question from Raymond. He says, "So free and clear houses where I take title, does my buyer take title also?" Corey, do you know that?
Yeah, so it depends on the deal you work out with the buyer. So if you sell to them on seller finance, right, then yes, they will get title. If you sell it to them on a lease option, right, where you just say, hey, we'll lease this to you, but we'll give you the option to purchase for this amount of time, then you would stay on title and they would just be essentially a tenant that has an option to purchase the house.
So on a wrap, Corey, would they get title on a wrap?
So we wrapped it to the buyer, they would get title.
Okay. So Corey, we got Josh. He asked the question, would I be able to steal someone's number that I could send properties to double check that I'm looking in the right place? Maybe we can bring Josh on here. Josh, I'm going to bring you on just so you can ask the question.
Yeah, man.
Let's see. Yeah,
So,
Josh, what's the question?
I was just wondering if I could steal one of you guys' numbers to be able to double check on the properties that I'm looking at.
What do you mean, like my cell phone number?
Yeah, or something like that. Or if there'd be somebody that I'd be able to like get in contact with.
I'm still not sure. Do you know what he's saying, Corey? Like,
Yeah, he just wants one of our phone numbers to ask about properties. Is that what like what
Yeah,
question would you
be
ask?
able to like send a property and make sure that it's going to be a deal and I'm not getting into something that I'm not going to be able to take care of.
That's a solid question, man. I mean, we usually don't do that for everybody just because we'd be getting lit up, right? We usually just teach it the right way. Like I was telling you earlier, we're trying to actually teach you so you understand, so you know how to do those things. But we can talk about it. We can talk about it later. I just didn't know what you meant.
For sure.
Okay, cool. All right. Anyway, thanks, man. So, Corey, that's it, man. You've been rocking it. You've been dropping knowledge, and I think that's what people want, man. People want to know what actions to take, and that's kind of how I am, dude. I'm like, talk is great, man. You can talk to me all day. Eventually, I get bored pretty quick. What do I have to do? Tell me what to do, right? And unfortunately, we can't tell everybody at command in all things, right? You can't tell everyone what to do all the time because one thing might work for me that wouldn't work for you, but it's cool to kind of show them like the actions that they should take somewhat, right?
Options, right?
Yeah, you got options. Like when we first started, we were door knocking, right? And people were like, "What are you doing? You should be doing something else." But it worked for us,
Yeah, good.
until it got too hot, and we were like, "I ain't knocking doors anymore. I'll do something else." But yeah, there's so many different not extra strategies, but there's so many strategies to get deals. But anything else, Corey, you want to chat about, or any other questions people might have that we can answer before we wrap up?
I don't have anything to add. Just if you need help, reach out to us. Set up a time to talk about our mentorship.
Yeah, and like I said, guys, think of it not so much as videos and courses and what we're trying to help you with. It's like school. We actually want to teach you guys how to learn, because
Yeah,
you don't
think
really
of it like being on like what Nate was saying, being on like a wrestling team, right? Where your coach teaches you, you practice, he helps critique you and helps you learn actually how to do it.
I'm sure everybody watching this or will watch it has taken a coaching course, and they're like, "Hey, I thought that's what I was signing up for, was like to someone to mentor me, right?" And they're like,
probably true.
I mean, we were talking about this earlier, Corey. We got probably like 1,000 videos on how to do this whole business. We haven't even gotten through half of them. I can't watch that many videos. I need to take action. I hate videos, by the way. I mean, I can't learn that way.
It's hard to watch a lot of videos and pull something out of it.
Exactly. Cool, man. Well, we'll wrap it up. And just to remind you guys, this call is sponsored and brought to you by BatchLeads. who we've shown you how to use to get deals. BatchLeads is legit. If you didn't know, in the link, or reach out to me. If you want our 7-day free trial, we'll give you the link. And it helps us to use it too, guys. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's an affiliate. Okay. Like, if you click on it and you use it, they compensate us. They give us a referral fee. That's sweet. That's great. And that's why, we like using Batch, whether or not they gave us a kickback or not, because they're dope, right? We used to use PropStream. PropStream's cool. I think Batch is better. So anyway, cool.
Yep.
All right,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Hit us up. Talk to you later.